Hello, everybody, and put my thing down there. Welcome to our Friday morning celebration assembly. It's nice to see everybody, and nice to see that we'll have a little weather update because I can see out my window. It's looking quite nice at the moment, so fingers crossed it's going to be a nice day. It was a bit nippy this morning, and I know. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson sneaking in behind me. I know that. Some of you, when you come on your scooters and your bikes, you were telling me how cold your fingers felt this morning when you're holding on your handlebars. It's chilly, isn't it? So we need to get our gloves out. So that's fine. Right, so we've got lots of stars today. We've got our normal stars of the week, and then Mrs. Jakes and Mr. Skinner and myself, we've got our cross-country stars as well. So we can give those out. And then we've got some little other bits and pieces to mention. And I've lost my piece of paper. There we go. So I'm actually going to start with this from Mrs. Uzzle. So Mrs. Uzzle put a little note on my table this morning, and she'd like to thank year one, all of year one, the whole lot of you, and the teachers in there for their brilliant attitude to Forest School, because it's been incredibly rainy down there, and you've all just got on with it, and you've had lots of fun because that's what you do, don't you? Even if it rains, out we go. Lots of things that you can be doing. So she wants to say a big thank you. So well done for your attitude, your positivity, which is lovely. So that's from Mrs. Uzzle. Right, then we will start with our stars. So if we start in EYFS, this is for a young lady who has done super listening, and she's started to do some writing, and that's a bit tricky when you're in EYFS, isn't it? So she's been doing that, and that is for Autumn. So in a minute, Autumn will come up and she'll be able to get her certificate. We'll put her there. Right, year one, another young lady, for being super confident. Again, that's a tricky thing to do, to be confident. We're sharing her ideas and listening really carefully to her talk partner, because sometimes when you're sitting on the carpet, you have somebody that you're going to talk to and chat ideas through, and it can be quite difficult to listen to somebody else's idea. So that is for Chloe. So Chloe in year one, you can come down in a second. Year two, another young lady. Goodness me, we've got lots of ladies here, and this is for somebody who has completed all the work that she's been asked to do. So she's just got on with it, completed everything, and that is for Bethany. So super job in there, Bethany. Well done. Right, year three, another young lady, year three. Oh, some super writing about Oompa Loompas. So they must be, now I know they are, they're looking at Roald Dahl and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is one of my favourite books of all times, mainly because it's all to do with chocolate. And this is for Ella. So Ella in year three, for super writing about the Oompa Loompas. Actually, somebody gave me some chocolate this morning, because Holly in year five, not year five. Yes, year five. It's her birthday. And she really kindly gave me a little packet of Maltesers this morning. So I'm looking forward to eating those in a minute. Right. So year four, moving on. Oh, and year four, this is for a young gentleman now who's done some fantastic work in writing. And I've actually, if you can see that, I've actually got his writing. So that's what you can write like in year four. Brilliant stuff. That's all about description and similes and things like that. I'll read you the first line. Screech, whine, squeal. A gigantic airship appeared from the mist. It was all rusty and broken, and the propellers just about kept them up. And that is for Theo. So Theo J for his fantastic work in writing. And I also want to say about Theo that Mrs. Webber-Jones was telling me how mature he is, and making right decisions. And sometimes you want to sort of think, oh well, I'll just say this or I'll just do this because it's easy. But he's actually been showing really good mature attitude and doing the right things. So well done, Theo, because that can be quite tricky to do that. even when you're a grown up. So well done, Theo. Put yours there. Right, this is a huge one. Mrs. Johnson actually had to type it in because it was so long. And this is for Theo, and this is in year 5. And Theo, for showing determination and grit as he found himself the last person standing on his dodgeball team. Oh my goodness, against 7 opponents. So you're standing there, you're the only one left in your team, and there's 7 other people on the other side. With a series of ducking and diving, he defeated 4 players until eventually his body could take no more and he took a ball to his leg. Despite being beaten, he ended the game, considered a hero by all. So well done, Theo. So Theo in year 5, that's for you. Perfect. And it's awful when you're the last one standing in dodgeball. And then in year 6, a young lady for a really mature and sensible attitude in every lesson. And that is for Lila in year 6. So well done. Brilliant job. Okay, so shall we see, Mrs. Johnson, if they are there? Come on in. So we've got Autumn. So Autumn for super listening and doing some writing. Have you been picking up the pens and pencils and doing some writing on the different pieces of paper? That's brilliant. Well done, you. Do you want to go and stand over there for me? Super duper. Right, Chloe. Chloe for confidently. I'm going to switch that down like that, look, so people can see you. For confidently sharing your ideas and listening. Perfect. And you've got a sticker saying super worker. Super duper, and you go and sort of socially distance yourself a little bit, right? We won't be in here long, right? Oh my goodness me! Oh, wowzers, trousers, Bethany, for doing all your work, for just doing it, for just getting on and doing it. Good old job. Oh, have you brought yours with you? Let's have a look. What's on your earrings? Oh, pandas, gorgeous.
I've got that page and then the next page.
Ah, who are Oompa Loompas? Who are they?
They're creatures who work. Well, they're little people who work for Mr. Wonka.
They absolutely are. And look at that. I don't know if you can see that very well, but you might be able to see the writing. That's brilliant. And you wrote so you've written about the introduction, what they look like, what habitat, so where they live, yeah. The diet. Interesting facts and summing up at the bottom. They live in Lumperland. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And there is your certificate to say how amazing you are.
Thank you.
Well done. You're very welcome, sweetheart. Theo, another super duper writer and somebody making really good choices and being really grown up and doing the right thing and everything. Yeah. Well done, Theo. Yours was lovely. We know you're a super duper writer, don't we? I'm always impressed by the work that you do. So well done, sweetheart. Here he is, the last man standing in dodgeball. Come on in, Theo. I've already seen you once today, haven't I, to give you a head teacher's award? And that is for you, doing that. Were you dodging all over? Yeah. Were you ducking and diving and going, Were you making those noises? Yeah, because you do that, don't you, when you're in dodgeball? And was everybody going, Theo, Theo? Were they all doing, yeah, of course they were. Yeah, absolutely. Right, and lastly but not leastly, Mr. Skinner hasn't got you working as a PA, has he? No, not yet, because you want to watch that, because that's what he'll do next. He'll get you working. So Lila, really mature. You are mature. You're just mature and sensible in everything. Okay. So do you want to go and stand over there near Bethany? Well, sort of away. Right. Okay. So we're going to give everybody a clap and see if people can hear. So if we give a little clap like that. Right. And if you just be quiet. Oh, can only hear the photocopier. We hear a round of applause. Yeah. Can you hear them a little? Can you hear them now? They were, yeah. It's because the photocopier went on and we couldn't hear it, could we? So well done, all our stars. You are super duper. Okay. Have a good day. You can go back now.
I was in the middle of playing with the train.
You're middle of playing with the train. Okay. Get back on it then, Bethany. Don't want to interrupt any train playing. Right, okay, then we've got cross country stars next. So we have got our 3 groups that go running on a Thursday night, and Mr. Skinner takes the group, Mrs. Jakes and myself. And this week as well, we had we had Mrs. Winning who was joined our group, and she was running with some of the children, so that was lovely. So thank you very much for that. First star, cross country star of the week in Mr. Skinner's group is for, it's for Oliver Jarvis. Oh, Oliver J, sorry. Oliver, so you can come down. Right. Second one for Mrs. Jakes' group is awarded to Ava. So Ava in Mrs. Jakes' group, if you'd like to come down. And finally, in my group, who we've made a vast improvement, I feel. In fact, we ran so quickly yesterday. We got back ages before some of the parents came, which was brilliant. And that is for, are you ready? Aaron P in my group. Come on down because you are cross country star of the week. Come on in then. Here we are. Here's Oliver. A man of few words. Did you beat Mr. Skinner? Yeah. Is he easy to beat? Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah. Well done. You can stand there. Ava, come on in, Ava. Look at you with your school council, house captain badges and everything. Right, good girl. Mr. Skinner was really impressed with Mrs. Jakes was really impressed with you. So well done. Here he is, Aaron, the man of the moment. Are you proud?
Yeah.
Yes, because I thought what did you do? How did you run yesterday that you told me this is why you were doing a good job?
I was keeping a consistent pace.
Keeping a consistent pace. Mrs. Johnson, it's all about keeping a consistent pace in everything you do. Yeah, life is a marathon, not a sprint.
Everyone was like jogging behind me.
Everyone was jogging behind. Aaron was on it. It was like the pace. It was like Mo Farah the other day in the marathon, weren't you?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Without the hat. So well done. So if you stand over there for me, can we give our cross country stars a big clap? I wonder if we can hear.
The little one.
Little one.
Yeah.
The photo. Yeah, there they are now. They're a bit delayed, aren't they? We can just hear the photocopier. Right. Would you like to go back down then, guys? So well done. Right. Okay. And then I'll get the other children down, Mrs. Yeah. Right. So just before we move on to reading the rest of our story, we've also got well, it's kind of a little bit of a sad moment, really. We've got 3 children in our school who all belong to the same family, and they are lovely children, and they are moving they're moving house, so they are going to be going to a different school because it's too far for us to be coming here. So whilst we're sad to see them go because their family's been a big part of New Swannington, clearly it's lovely that they're going to be able to go somewhere new, somewhere a bit closer to their new house, and make some new friends, and obviously we'll still be in touch with them, so it is lovely. So we have got some cards and some stickers to give to those children. So if I can ask for Isla, Alfie and Autumn, if you'd like to come down now, and then I can give you one of these lovely stickers. And also we've got some cards that your classmates have made for you. So if you want to come down now, Mrs. Johnson will be waiting for you. And I can get the cards to give the children. So we've got the goodbye and good luck one for Isla, like that, and I can show you. And that has got, oh, look at that, it's got all those little love hearts in it, all lovely things that people have written. And then we've got, this one makes me laugh, it's got a face on it there, and this one has got lots of messages from all the children inside. And then we've got this one as well. Okay, so hello guys. So I was just saying, it is a little bit, we were a little bit sad in a way because you're going to be leaving our school, and we have a good conversations, don't we, when it's lovely, but we know you've got to move house, and there's got to be a school a bit closer because it's quite a long way to come and the rest of it, and it's a bit difficult. So so you're going to go to a new school, you're going to make new friends, and that's going to be fab, isn't it? All right. Yeah, but you could still message us, couldn't you? You still drop us a little line, send us an email or what have you. Now I'm just going to find my stickers. So they're here. So I'm going to give you that one, young man. Okay. And it's all right, Mrs. Johnson. It's fine. We're just on the sticker. Going to give that one to you. Hello, Mrs. Come on in. Here's your brother and sister, look. Everything's good. So you can have a sticker because you're going to go to a different school now, aren't you? Going to go to make some new friends as well. You have loads of friends. So I've also got these cards for you guys. So goodbye and good luck for Isla. So that's for you. All right. Your friends have all written lots of messages in. And then look at you on here. I know. He looks amazing, doesn't he? And you've got lots of pictures there of all your friends and lots of different messages, which is beautiful. So you can hold that one. They'll write something on the top for you. I think they just ran out of time to put that on. And then look at this. Look at these Elmer ears. That was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. When you were all dressed as Elmer. So that looks amazing. So that's for you. And in there, it says to Autumn from all of your friends at New Swanington EYFS, and that's your superhero sticker. And there's all your friends, all right? So yeah, you can do that. So we wish you lots and lots of luck, okay? We know you're going to make lots of new friends and be very happy. But don't forget us, will you? No. So can we give this family a big clap? So maybe we can clap. Maybe can you hear anybody clapping?
Yeah.
Yay! There you go, big clap. Yeah, there you go then. All right, guys. So we'll see you around school in a bit. All right. Okay, so have a lovely last day. All right. Okay. See you later. There you go. Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. Right. So that's our conclusion of our awards for this week. I know some children, you are wearing a mask at the gate because, you know, we know that the virus is still around and the rest of it. You don't need to wear one at the moment. You don't need to have that on in school. You know, when you're in your bubbles and stuff, so that's fine. So if you want to take that off when you come in and pop it in your bag, and then you can pop it back on if you want to, if your parents have wanted you to wear it at the gate, that's brilliant. Thank you. Right, let's read our Charlie now. We're nearly at the end of it, aren't we? Because we read in the last chapter, or the last bit of the chapter, that when Charlie turned into the whale and he fell through all the stories, all through the floors in the building, he smashed into all the computers at the bottom and all their work was lost. So all the codes and everything were destroyed. So the coding that he'd stolen from Charlie's dad, that had all gone. So actually, even though they hadn't got to the safe, well, they didn't need to go to the safe because there was no gold, they'd actually he'd accomplished what he set out to do. So it meant that they didn't have to sell the house, he wasn't going to have to go and live with his auntie, and he wasn't going to have to move school, which was a really, really good thing. Okay, now I can't exactly remember where I got to on that. Oh, there we go. It was his brother, wasn't it? It was Smooth Move there with him, and his mum and dad were happy now, and Smooth Move gave Charlie a beaming smile. Looks like we aren't going to have to share a room at Auntie Brenda's after all. He ruffled Charlie's hair and he walked back upstairs. So there we go. He's gone back upstairs. Charlie stood there, open-mouthed. It had worked. Somehow their plan had worked. They'd never been any gold anyway, but he'd accidentally saved McGuffin and Sons with a little help from his friends anyway. Okay, some people might say that a lot of it had been down to sheer blind luck, but no, not today. Today, Charlie really was a superhero. So we've often talked in this book about Charlie feeling on his own and lonely, but actually he has got friends, and he's got very good friends, and it is really, really, really important to speak out to somebody, especially your friend, and just tell them if you're feeling sad or you're feeling happy. That's nice to tell them, and they will help you. They will. And it does make you feel better if you can just share with somebody something. I can't believe it, said Flora, eyes wide in shock. Neither can I, said Mosen, eyes even wider in shock. Me neither, said Wogan, eyes narrow with shock, because sometimes Wogan liked to do things differently. Basically, there had been a lot of wide-eyed shock and a small amount of narrow-eyed shock since Charlie had started recounting what he'd found out on Saturday evening. It was the last week of term. Excitement ran through the school and Everybody was wearing Christmas jumpers. The friends were standing in the playground at lunch break. It was cold, and their breaths were like little cloud explosions. The sky above them was deep grey, heavy with the possibility of snow. Wogan was wearing a woolen hat with a unicorn horn, an early Christmas present from Daisy. In the corner of the playground, Miss Fire and Mr. Wind were standing next to each other in a very, very close huddle, presumably just trying to keep each other warm. Well, I can't believe the plan actually worked, said Flora, still shaking her head. Oh, Flora, your plans always work. You should know that by now, said Wogan. Gold code, said Mosen. Most people would say you were a total wally for getting that wrong, Charlie, but I think they are very similar sounding, so it's an understandable mistake. That's right, Mosen, said Wogan. For instance, I definitely think Charlie is a total wally for getting that wrong. Charlie grinned. Oh, thanks for that, Wogan. Hey, all's well that ends well, said Flora. And Charlie had to agree. The for sale sign in the garden had come down that morning, and an air of happiness had returned to the house just in time for Christmas. But there was one question that still bothered Charlie, and the boy who could answer it was standing by the climbing frame, trying to look menacing. So who do we think that is? Yep, it's Dylan. Charlie wandered over, trying his best to look nonchalant. Oh, hello, Dylan, he said. MacGuffin, I might have guessed it was you. Well, you didn't guess. You just watched me walk right on up to you. What do you want, MacGuffin? Sneered Dylan. I want answers. We all want answers. What is the meaning of life? Why are you such a loathsome goody two-shoes? Why do I want to talk to girls and not to talk to them at the same time? So many questions, so few answers. Yet you expect answers from me. So there he is. Can you see him? There. So there's the children in the playground. He's talking to Dylan. Well, Dylan, you could have told on us. You could have got all my friends in serious trouble. You could have told your dad about us breaking into the office and destroying everything, and yet you didn't. Why? So yeah, he could, couldn't he? Because he knew they were there. He'd seen the children, or he'd locked them in, so he knew, but he hasn't said anything yet. Are you really that stupid, MacGuffin, or are you just pretending? Dylan said. Can you imagine how the conversation would go? Dad, you know you thought your office got destroyed by an earthquake. Well, actually, it was a boy at my school who broke in and changed into a whale, destroyed everything, and then changed back into a boy again. Oh, really, Dylan? That sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation, and you haven't lost it at all. Here, have some extra pocket money for bringing me this important and totally believable news. Yeah, right. I'd be packed off to some school for strange and dangerous children before you could say, Charlie MacGuffin is a freak of nature. Charlie was beginning to think that a school for strange and dangerous children might not be such a bad place for Dylan. I don't actually think there are any schools for strange and dangerous children. I think that's just a made up thing. But you were recording me. You could have shown them the recording, unless... Charlie left the sentence hanging in the freezing air between them. Dylan reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. He turned it towards Charlie and started playing a video. It was grainy wobbly footage of Charlie in Dylan's dad's office. Charlie was about to change. He could hear shouting in the background. And then, just as Charlie was about to change, just as he was about to start growing and expanding, the camera suddenly jerked, and all he could see was upside-down footage of Dylan running down the corridor. And then the video stopped. But you could have shown that to your dad, Charlie said, or the police. It might have been enough to get them to investigate. Dylan sneered. And I still might do that. To tell you the truth, though, Charlie, you're the only thing that interests me in this tedious school. In short, I enjoy our little dance, MacGuffin, and I'd like it continued just that bit longer. So what he's saying there is that he likes the fact that him and Charlie have this kind of relationship where they fall out, and he's unkind to him, and he keeps him sort of hanging, doesn't he, a little bit. He's got something on Charlie because he knows that Charlie changes and he's seen it. So he doesn't really want to tell anybody that because he quite likes maybe the power that he has over him. I feel we have one more contest in us, our final battle of minds and wits and strength, and then we shall see who the final victor is. Until next time, Charles McGuffin. Dylan nodded, turned, and walked off. There's that 3-action sentence. Nose in the air. That boy, thought Charlie, is absolutely bonkers. A single feathery snowflake drifted down and landed on Charlie's scarf. He lifted his head back and looked up to the sky. More snow was to come, and more danger. You see him standing there with his scarf on. And that is the end of our story. Okay, there's some little things there at the end that the publisher's written, but that is right to the very end. All right, and it does say here, read on for a sneak peek to Charlie's next adventure. So maybe I could see if we could do that another time, get another book, and we could maybe have a look if you want to read on. But there he is. So it's not over. Dylan is still going to have conversations with him, and we'll still find out whether he can control himself changing, whether he can change into something that he wants to change into. Maybe that's what he learns to do. We might find out on another story. Okay. Right. So have a lovely day, everybody. Oh, the sun's trying to come through. Look at that. It is lovely. Nice Friday. So have a lovely weekend. Stay nice and safe. I think lots of people probably be spending a little bit more time at home, won't they? So keep nice and safe, and then we'll see you all next week. We've got one more week next week, and then we've got to half term. So we have a week off, and then we'll be coming back in for the final half of the term. All right then. So have a lovely day. See you soon. Bye.